If you want to start taking more payouts, you need to be able to easily avoid this simple mistake that I fell into today. But the good news is I rarely fall into this trap of fighting the VWAP. Now you see on my screen here, I have the blue one anchored from today's New York Open and the black one from the daily changeover of day, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll go over today's trade as well as one that I should have done, and also where you can find more if you want to learn more about this strategy. This was actually on my Whole of Prime account, so if you want to buy one with them as well, you can find the discount for that down below. I'm on the direct account. I'm going for a $2,000 profit target that I chose, right? Since there is no profit target, there's just a consistency rule. I'm going for 2,000, going to try to take out 1,500. But let's get into this trade today. So I just have us rewind it to the opening range. Now, if you're new here, my strategy is going to be pullbacks to VWAP, but also after the first 15 minutes has shaken out and forms this opening range. Not only the opening range, but I want to see a break outside of that opening range to say I could start getting into my first trade, because I know that first break often doesn't run. So once 945 sets here, you'll see candle by candle, we finally get that break of the opening range low. Okay, cool. I don't want to chase that, but what happens after that? Because we're still at the overnight VWAP, but the most important thing, if you look at the indicator on the bottom, NQ fully bearish, as well as ES, and we're looking at NQ here. YM we'll sometimes look at, but everything is telling me to sell it. This indicator is not going to just tell you, hey, buy it right now or sell it right now. It's giving you as much information as you need to make decisions on sellers are in control across the board. Is that likely to sustain? Could I see a scenario where that wants to sustain and we make new lows? Or is it just short-term sellers are in? Because we're still making higher highs and higher lows from this pre-market. We were just above this daily VWAP. So I don't think 3 minutes below is enough to say, hey, let's sell this thing right here, right now at the low too, right? The low since it's open. So don't just look at this indicator and say, I'm going to buy it when it turns green and sell it when it turns red. It's reactionary. It's giving you information to make quicker decisions, which we'll get into in just a little bit. You've got the strategy, you've put in the screen time, now you just need the capital behind you. Whole of Prime is a futures prop firm that actually makes that simple. With a one-step challenge with no daily loss limit and no minimum trading days, and when you get paid, payouts are processed in less than an hour. Pass the challenge, get funded, and start trading with real backing behind you. Accounts start as low as $69, so make sure you use code ASFX or head to the link down below showing on screen to get the best discount and start trading today. So stop trading small, go get funded. Now let's get back into the video. So the opening range is set. There's the first break. Good thing I didn't take that. This was my first idea of the day of long it on the break above New York VWAP. This is going to be the break play. You'll learn all about it on ASFX TV. You can get full access to that with the link down below. That's also where I stream every morning. But the long would be on the break back above New York VWAP, in line with the longs because we're back above the black one, and now the blue. But I got to see if buyers can take control of it. Notice that on the indicator, now I see ES, it already took it. It's above its New York, and same thing with YM. So I just want my NQ to do the same so I can get involved in this long, right? If you're watching ES, you could be long already, but I'm waiting for it here on NQ. So there's no break of the opening range. I'm not in yet. Now, it's not a bad trade if you did, but you maybe suffer those 2 minutes and maybe you question why did I get in, right? So I'm just trying to time it when buyers are fully in across the board. Still no buyers, still no breaks above the New York VWAP. Now buyers are finally in. There's our close above New York VWAP. And you see on the indicator, it's telling me buyers are in across the board above their New York VWAP. Okay, so I think this could want to continue higher because my bias is already long. Being that we're in this bullish trend at all-time highs, that this is just a move higher, pull back to VWAP, higher low, higher high. It's not sell it. The shorts have not been very easy to sustain in this bullish market, right? Now, the one thing I don't love, and we'll get into my trade in just a second, is the POC above us. But is that the end all be all? No, I'm still going to heavily rely on the VWAPs, and POC is there as almost a confirmation of we're also above it. I want to be looking for longs, not below it, but it doesn't mean I can't take a long because VWAP is king. So you're long there, mid-range. Stop loss has to go at the bottom of range for this idea, and you're just looking to trade it to the top of the range. That's the double break play. It's fully disclosed in ASFX TV on Futures 2.0, so make sure you go check that out as well. You're just going to sit through this thing as it goes through drawdown, but no new low of day. The stop loss goes here because until that level is taken out, buyers could still be forming bullish structure underneath. I don't want to be out of the trade until this low is taken. So you sit on through it, and then eventually there's your new high. So that was trend continuation. You see the indicator fully buyers now by the time you're out of the trade. But the mistake that I made was sell it on this candle here. After we saw sellers fail to break above New York, or buyers fail to hold above this New York VWAP break. I'm saying this is our first break, lower high. Let's go trade back down. Now maybe this will make more sense. Probably not. If we go to the regular trading hours and you just see the New York, yeah, and we rewind it as well. If this were to make a new low from here, this just looks like bearish price action. Here's our lower high. Let's go for the lower low. That was my thinking today, just because we're beneath the POC. I way too heavily weighted it, saying POC is above us, we're moving lower. Ignoring the VWAPs pretty much, right? Because this is a textbook long, like we just went over, on wait for the pullback down, get the great price at VWAP. You should be long down here to go continue the longs back higher. So I got in my own way of it, overthinking that POC, and it cost me the loss. But I will say, on the short here, I knew I didn't love it, that I got out, thankfully, before this news push, that when I was short here, I got out in like one of these two candles, because I knew if this takes New York VWAP again and I have to go through drawdown up here, it's probably not a great short, because now I'm on the wrong side of both VWAPs. That's not what this setup should be doing. So it was like a $250 loss, but probably could have just been avoided, A. And B, I should have even been looking at the short and been in the long. So not only not lose a lot of money, but make some money, right? So we take that lesson in stride, because if you look back over here, you'll see this is the exact same trade on May 7th, right? First break, opening range to the downside, but to that black daily VWAP. The equivalent of what I did today would be selling it on this red bar here, right? Sell it right there. Let's go back lower. The trend's not actually bearish. It had been above the daily VWAP. This is probably forming a higher low. Let's move back higher. Entry is the same on the break back above New York. Stop loss is the same at the bottom of the range. Exit's the same at the top of the range. So I know how to do it, and I have done it before. But today I wanted to make it a little bit more difficult, and I did not. I sold it, of all things, of all directions. I think it was also because we did break below yesterday's low and that POC. So it is what it is. And if we fast forward the rest of the day, I think you guys probably know what this looks like. Absolute drift. So there wasn't really any other pullbacks to VWAP to me to try to maximize and get back in and make my loss back. But it is what it is. We come back tomorrow, it was a $268 loss or something like that. So not big at all, because it was a small stop loss with small size, but there she goes, another new high. So the longs, probably the better option, especially when you're above some VWAP. So could have performed better for sure, but it's a great lesson day on ES and NQ. Like I said, this markup here just sums it up of like, this is the way that you should have played it today. And many people on stream did, so that's great. I just got fooled into the short, and then by the time the longs were clear, it was that news pop, right? So I'm not going to chase that. Now, one other thing I want to look at is here, the same thing, ignore the breaks of the open range, just keep things simple. On the VWAP alignment, I wouldn't want to, and I remember this day, I had a few people long it here on the break above New York VWAP, right? But it's just you're beneath yesterday's New York, beneath today's daily VWAP. So asking for a long through that level is just not wise. And that's what I did today to the downside. I was short above it, saying get through it, break through this black line and go lower. Rather than react to it doing so, I probably should have, if I was going to short it today, short it at the opening range low break, right? When we're outside the range, falling like we were back here. This is probably the worst time of all times to be playing the short, when you're pinched in between. So follow structure, first of all, follow VWAP alignment, and obviously trend on the higher time frame. What's the most likely direction that we want to follow through the afternoons based on the weekly trend and things like that. So hope you found value in that. Hope you guys bounce back and join stream. It's absolutely free for your first month, and keep on trading these whole Prime accounts with me. It's pretty interesting. There's a consistency rule, but no profit target on this direct account. So I chose to make $400 my max win, try to get 5 days of those, 6 days of those, whatever it may have to be, and get $2,000 and take my payout. So like I said, if you want to buy an account with them, you can find the link for that down below. Use code ASFX, get a great discount on that, or you can try the one-step challenge. Whatever one floats your boat, but go check them out, and I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow.